Go blue.
All right, boys, go blue. We're doing it. Super excited to be here. Trying to pull up some stats now from this game, but okay, I'm back from vacation.
Welcome home.
Thank you
All
so
your
much.
chakras are cleared.
All my chakras are cleared. I'm super chill. I've got zero jet lag, and I'm so excited to talk about Michigan football. This will be a better week because our last conversation, we had low energy. We were kind of down, coming off a loss. It was so negative. And I have to say, we got exactly what we needed. We turned it around, had an amazing performance against Washington. We'll get into it today. We're missing Miteh, so we'll have a segment of Where's Miteh? Curious what he thinks.
Where is Nico?
Hashtag Where's Miteh?
Hashtag Where's Miteh? I want to hear what you guys have to say. I watched the game. I'll be honest. I actually watched it twice. I couldn't catch it live. My time zone was way off, so I had to watch it on YouTube. And I watched a highlight. Again, it was like a remix. It was like a 10-minute highlight thing after. And I got to say, I was so impressed. I think we showed significant improvement. Both sides of the ball, running similar performance we've seen all year. Instead of Justice Haynes, this time it was Air Marshall, which was fantastic to see. Improved passing. I think Bryce was like 21 to 27, threw for 200 plus, had some good runs defensively all across the ball. So I'm going to start this whole thing by saying super happy. It was a massive victory, won by, over 2 touchdowns. So much positive, so much improvement, really happy. Okay, I'm going to start that. I'm going to start by saying that. I'm also going to add kind of a strange performance by Washington. A lot of things kind of hard to explain. They had one of the best quarterbacks coming in. He's a great quarterback. Had a very strange performance. Really didn't use his legs like he normally does. Threw the ball into very weird places. We had I think Washington had like 3 turnovers in the game. There was an opportunity for like 5 or 6 just based on what the quarterback was doing. So I want to say I'm really pleased with Michigan performance. I am. I also think it was a very strange performance. This was not top tier level football that we can expect against Ohio State and similar teams. So I want to caveat it a little bit, but just based on what I've seen from Michigan, super improved. So I'm impressed. I'm happy. What do you guys think? Let's start with you, Kyle. Give us your rundown of the game.
We came out. We did what we had to do. I think during the first half we might have played down a little bit to Washington, but that's kind of that's the Sharon Moore game plan is, win in the trenches, and by the end of the fourth quarter you'll be ahead. And it worked out. Without Justice Haynes, the run game maybe took a little bit of a step back. You see Jordan Marshall hitting he's got good vision. He just gets a few less yards after contact than Justice Haynes, who's having a really good season. Hopefully we see him back soon, perhaps today or going into the future. But yeah, eventually the defense clamped down, got away with a solid win.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think, Chris?
Just to build off that, Derek Moore had a huge game defensively. I think that really contributed to DeMond Williams being kind of rattled the whole game. I know we forced, 3 picks? That's freaking huge, man.
I think so. I think it was 2 picks with. Did he
and
fumble
then that
it?
gift.
There was 2 really obvious picks, and then there was the one where it just fell right into the defender's belly.
Oh, that's true.
A little Hanukkah miracle, a pre-Hanukkah miracle.
Hanukkah miracle. Right
Yeah.
I think he was like laying on the ground.
You
like,
gotta play the
waiting
lottery
for it.
when you get that interception. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll take it. Fine.
The difference for us this time is we were scoring points off those turnovers instead of freaking punting the ball back.
Yeah.
I think I saw a stat. We scored 17 points off of those turnovers, which is outstanding.
That's a good point.
the best part because the field shortened down and you didn't have this will they won't they of like punting from nearly the enemy territory. It's like, okay, fine. Short field, good.
Right.
Two other things stood out for me. What the hell's going on with Zavada? I cannot stand it. I don't like it. Something weird is
It's
happening.
in his head, right?
Oh, it's totally mental. Something's going on. And then Sharon being aggressive on fourth down. We didn't make it. But I love
I think
the
we
call.
got a bad spot on that one, if I remember right.
Love the call.
Yeah, I guarantee it's refreshing for the defense to see, okay, our awesome play is being rewarded by our quarterback not turning the ball over, us controlling time of possession, making good decisions, having some fun on offense. I know Kyle mentioned that our defense need to get back to the fundamentals. And our offense, we all discussed, needed to kind of let loose and have a little more fun, and I think they did both of those this week. Our offense sputtered at points early, but I believe in the second half, you're like, that was the best drive we've seen from Michigan all year. They've definitely grown, and they're starting to trust each other. I know Evan Link went down, and that was concerning, but it's almost like the offense rallied around him going down and started to block better and execute better when he went down. I hope it doesn't deter us going forward, but there was definitely inspiration across the board, which was refreshing to see.
Yeah, it was super refreshing. I think, yes, him going down was troublesome for sure, and no disrespect to him, but I think the cool stat coming out of that was his replacement, who I also believe is a freshman, performed very, very well. I am a little curious to see, what Sharon or what the team's going to do in that respect, because he performed way better than Link did, for better or for worse. So I hate to lose your job to an injury, and I also don't know. Do you guys know if he's coming back? We have a couple big injuries, right? Like Haynes, Link.
First half of that game was a bit injury riddled. Yeah, we're also missing our two starting tight ends in Marlon Klein and Hogan Hansen. Backup tight ends stepped up though, including was it Deacon Tonielli? We got busting out the walk-ons. Well, he's not a walk-on. He's just raw gem in the dirt talent.
Yep. He was great. I'm doing a quick maize and blue review of the injury report here. Looks like Marlon Klein, Hogan Hansen, see a couple tight ends will likely be game time decisions and will play, so not at full strength. But yeah, Zach Marshall, Deacon Tonelli. It seems like we're tight end university, doesn't it? I mean, we just got people coming out of the wazoo. It's a good feeling.
They did good. I don't think they blocked. I don't think they had Tonielli blocking at all. So he's in the wide receiver tight end kind of format. And the line, you're right. We're getting a lot of rotation at the line. Evan Link is good at pass pickup protection, and his replacement might be a little better at run pickup, picking up run blocks. But we're gonna have to have Bryce expand the pocket a little bit if we keep getting injuries to our front line and our tight ends.
Yeah, and that's fine. He's been doing that. I'm trying to get some information on him. I cannot seem to find it. So if you guys can see anything on him, let me know. But yeah, I mean, and he was doing that. Do you guys remember? Great pass. It was a rollout. It was for TD. For who it was to, probably Zach Marshall, but it was a rollout with 2 or 3 levels. It's what Bryce has been doing all these games where he's super successful. It's that RPO rollout. You got 2 or 3 levels. He kind of can choose who to throw to, or he can go for a run.
Yeah, that's really our best play, our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about our talent at being able to carry the ball. You've got, when Justice Haynes is healthy, you've got him, you've got Jordan Marshall, you've got Bryce Underwood, all extremely capable runners. And then you have perhaps the most arm talent in the country with Bryce. So it's just been a matter of developing him, giving him time to make those second, third, fourth reads, which happens when you allow him to roll out and see the whole field. I anticipate a coming out party, if you will, tonight with the Michigan State showdown, as Bryce grew up in Michigan, knows how important this game is. It's going to be on the national spotlight on NBC in prime time. I think he shows out and shows Michigan State what they're missing out on, being a inferior program to University of Michigan.
I knew it would come out at some point. We have not even talked about the next game, but we got little brother Chance coming up in the background here. Yeah, a couple things for me. I did want to do a quick stat rundown. I'll do that in a second, but I got a little bit more of a feel for Michigan's creativity in the passing game. That for me was a big takeaway of this game. It was sort of I don't think it's where we need to be yet. And I hate to say that this is a quote unquote inferior team, but they are not in Ohio State. So I'm sure we're going to have to get more and more creative. But what I saw was a lot of what we're talking about and what we kept pushing and wanting Michigan to do, which was these rollouts, kind of RPO to the tight end, receiver, whoever it is, kind of on the second, third layer. But then we saw a bunch, and I went back. This is the reason I watched the highlights, because I went back because there was a couple plays I could have sworn I saw over and over. They looked like the same play, and it was. And then through the highlight, it's this weird kind of screen pass. So you've got Bryce will take it. He's under center and shotgun. The O-line will shift a pass block to one direction, which feels like a screen because they let the defenders in come. So if they're, let's say, blocking to the right, all defenders come in to the left and vice versa. So it's somewhat of a screen, and it looks like it's going to be a run, handoff, moving off to the right, but they do this dilly-dallying kind of wide receiver screen across the middle. It turns into this slant. And if you guys remember, Marsh had his amazing one-handed catch doing this. 2 or 3 passes to McCauley. We got the tight end in on 1 or 2 of those. So we were running a very similar play. It was super successful. And then the most interesting part is that the second half of the game, Washington started to run the same exact play. So I thought that was really it was the first time I've really broken down a game like this. But I just remember the first time watching it, I was I feel like I'm seeing the same freaking play. And it was a screen wide receiver kind of slant, and really interesting. It's very creative. I think we'll do some of that, and I think with Bryce's running ability, the cool thing is he can make that an RPO too, right? So if the other team, so you can run that play very successful. It's very tricky, it's sneaky, get the wide receiver kind of in his own position, throw the ball. But if the other team is kind of catching on to that, you can start to disguise it a little bit and do an RPO and have Bryce kind of roll that on his own. So I think that's where I'm seeing kind of Chip, the offensive coordinator, do his thing a little bit. And I'm really excited about that. So hold on. Before I pass it on, I want to do a quick stat summary for this game. Really interesting. And obviously, we'll get into the Michigan State game. Okay, so score 24-7 Michigan, total yards 417 versus 249 for Michigan. Total plays a little bit more, 68 to 55. Yards per play, Michigan over 6.1 versus 4.5, which is, 6 yards per play. That's incredible. That's a first down every series. Passing yards, 230 versus 209. Bryce was 21 of 27 for 230 yards.
Good. There was a couple drops, if I remember right, in the first half.
Couple
Otherwise,
drops.
Solid outing by Bryce.
Solid game. Yards per pass, 8.2 for Michigan. Rushing yards, 187 for Michigan versus 40 for Washington. 4.7 rush yards on average for Michigan, 1.7, and then, of course, 0 turnovers to 3. So big story of the game for me was Bryce, 21-27, 230, and then Jordan Marshall, 25 carries for 133. So yeah, I want to give those quick rundown of the stats and also just kind of what I was seeing from the highlights for that game.
One thing I want to point out that's a huge takeaway for me is how important each week is in college football. Just the week prior, I feel like Sharon hadn't had a hotter seat since his time at Michigan. And there were even chirps of Jed Fish at Washington perhaps having interest in the Michigan job if it were to become available, just because of his connection to the program. And that was just curb stomped this weekend. It just feels so far behind us now. All of our goals are still in front of us as far as getting to the college football playoff. I mean, the Big Ten is still in play at this point. We would need a little assistance with probably IU having to fall somewhere they wouldn't, and I expect us to beat Ohio State so we don't have the tiebreaker over them. But yeah, our whole season is still ahead of us. Just in 1 week prior, Miteh was saying, hey, let's just throw this season away.
Yeah.
So,
or what's the buyout for
what's the buyout?
I was saying that too, man.
I
really was.
We were all critical. I was hypercritical of Sharon, and he responded really well. He put on his blue collar jacket. A lot of people thought that was gimmicky, but the proof was in the pudding.
Yeah. That's a really good call out. I think some adjustments to defense too. We haven't talked much about defense. Kyle, I'm really curious what your thoughts are. But for me, like, Wink played it very differently, like much less aggressive. I think he got a little lucky because we only rushed usually 4 or 5 people, but we were getting to the quarterback, even the super mobile quarterback. So I think Washington's O-line was a little bit leaky. And Wink didn't have to be as aggressive. And when he's less aggressive, we've just got more secondary. So hence the 3, turnovers. But I like Wink's strategy. Just sometimes, like, I think we're a little too aggressive. We leave the secondary open. So kind of like to see that we had people back that could make plays.
Yeah, specifically, I think I noticed Jayshon Barham, instead of running straight at the quarterback or the ball carrier or whatever, he was kind of playing contain on the edge. And I think that maybe it lowered his stats. He didn't get as many tackles or sacks, but it seemed to contain the Washington offense a little better at the line of scrimmage. It was that way we were rushing 3, having one guy in contain, and that seemed to do the trick. And I like it when Wink notices that he can get away with rushing 4 people. He doesn't need to do 5 or 6 every time. Heck, even a 3-man rush worked on one of them. It's just all a matter of technique.
Everything's technique, isn't it? Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And I mean, getting back to Chris's point about Michigan State, I'm just so curious about this upcoming game. It's gonna be a different ball game. It's gonna be, in my mind, I think what we saw from Washington, and no disrespect to Washington, like, we've got a fun new rivalry with them. We just kind of established this a couple of years ago in the championship game. They joined the Big Ten. I think they really have it out for Michigan. They really want to beat us, which makes it more fun. And it's unfortunate for them because it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's a nice new developing little rivalry.
It is. And I think we also saw their team in some holes. And I'm not putting this game on them because I think Michigan, again, played a great game. But I will say they looked a bit inferior relative to an Ohio State, that type of team. They were not in that tier. So going into this game against Michigan State, I mean, we all know that's the case. We all know there's an inferior team. Their stats aren't there. Their team is in turmoil. They've got all this drama with the coaching changes and carousel, and they lost a lot of recruits. So we know coming into this game, maybe what we didn't know about Washington, but we know coming into this game against State that the level of competition is going to be different, but the level of motivation and the level of hate and vitriol and just sense of rivalry is 10x what Washington is now trying to bring, right? Washington, God bless their soul, they just kind of started this thing. They want to get, rumbling and tumbling against us. No problem, we'll take it. But Michigan State, I mean, we were kind of bred to do this against them. So, and going back, when was it? 2-3 years when we had this hallway tussle.
There's been a lot of tussles in the last
There's a lot of tussling.
It's been a really chippy rivalry for the past Heck, since the trouble with the snap thing, it's been pretty kind of vitriolic.
Thanks for reminding
I
us.
wanted to ask, that was a decade ago. Isn't that crazy?
It was
I
so
wanted
long
to ask you-
ago. It feels
I
just
wanted,
like yesterday.
and I was at that game. Jesus Christ. I
Same.
want to ask you guys, what is your, like, do you think, what are you more afraid of in this game? Because I'm less afraid of losing. Are you more afraid of winning or losing? Or are you more afraid of some SHIT going down and some crazy injuries, or just like suspensions? I don't even want to go down that road, but I'm kind of more afraid of that than losing the game.
I wasn't worried about injuries until you brought it up.
So the one thing I'll give them, I think they're coached pretty disciplined by Jonathan Smith. I don't see them doing anything ugly. And he's on very thin ice up in East Lansing right now. They thought that he was going to completely change the world and build on the whole Tuck Coming BS that they lived by for a while, which was so ridiculous.
Not working.
I think what will also help, I think we're going to absolutely crush them tonight. So we'll be benching our boys maybe midway through the fourth quarter, maybe even sooner. But you don't want to have Bryce Underwood out there up 40 points in East Lansing at nighttime.
Definitely not.
No,
Yeah.
You don't want to have anybody that's going to dictate.
Yeah.
Is that Chris's Wi-Fi situation?
Oh my God. We've
That's
lost.
okay. We got you.
Just got
The
disconnected.
last
I'm
thing I
back.
heard was you don't want anyone of value is probably what you were going to say.
Yeah, I don't want anybody
High
that's
value.
going to have results ending in victory or loss on the field. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I don't think it's going to be too chippy, and Sharon's done with all the BS. It's been very quiet this week, which usually this week it's wide open. There's usually some bulletin board material coming from one side or the other. But no, I don't expect it to be ugly. Like I said, yeah, Underwood is going to show out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and give you a guaranteed 300-yard performance from Bryce with at least 3 touchdowns. Yes.
Is that passing or that's total?
That's passing.
Wow, 300 pass. That would be his best game, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. It will be.
Well, Kyle, I'm curious. Do you think? Am I the only one that think it is just going to get super nasty? This is like the quiet before the storm.
My biggest concern is that we're going to coach down to them, kind of the same thing that I have a concern with every week, where we're just like, okay, we're going to simplify the playbook, just try and beat them in the trenches, which can make the game kind of tend towards the under. I'd like to see, Michigan just hit the gas, just win it easy, 45-0, but it's Michigan State. I have to live with these people.
Is that your prediction, Kyle? What's your actual prediction for the game?
Oh,
are we going in?
We're going in, man. We're going in.
All right.
And I'm curious, what is the line for this?
I think 14.5 was the last I saw.
Yeah.
Check now.
If this was a Mark D'Antonio, Jim Harbaugh matchup, I feel like I'd be a little bit more concerned. Just because D'Antonio always got it up for these kind of games. I haven't seen the same sort of thing from John Smith. I think we win it by 24-7 or something. We cover the spread.
Damn. That's
13.5 is what it is.
13.5? I'm actually I'm a little surprised by that. I thought maybe it would be more.
14, yeah, it's interesting.
Very interesting. I think like Michigan's such an interesting school because sometimes we're like, I don't know. Are we actually? Yeah. In some respects, people think like we're better than we are sometimes. Like, I don't know how the heck, right? I'll be honest, like we're ranked above USC right now. Like that just makes no sense to me.
Kind of illogical.
Yeah, that really makes no sense. But then like, okay, we play Michigan State, who's 0-4 in the Big Ten, like 3-4 overall, like are just in dire straits. And they don't think we can win by 2 touchdowns. And we just beat Washington. by 2.5 touchdowns. So weird. Like sometimes
Spartan's definitely going to pull out some tricks out of nowhere just because out of complete
yeah, but we
desperation.
know that.
We already know that, though.
Yeah, it's like, what are they going to do? Fake punt, fake
It's
field
going to be
goal?
stupid crap like that. Yeah.
I hope they do both a fake punt and a fake field goal.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it.
Throw a fake
I'm ready
touchdown.
for it. I'm going to be screaming at the TV every time. Watch for the fake.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's really, the only place to get their points. I mean, I feel like they're really going to struggle to score. I'll be honest. I think this is at home, isn't it?
It's East Lansing.
It's in East Lansing.
But still, that doesn't concern me. I feel like I bet like part of me wants to say like no one will go to that game, but that's not true.
That's not true.
It's like the Halloween night game. It's their only game of the this is the game for Michigan State.
It's going to be belligerent crowd.
I think they're going to be so disappointed. I think that I hate to say this, man. I feel like they're going to get a field goal. It's going to be like it's going to like a late game field goal. And I think we're going to run it up, but I do think, like you said, Chris, I think we're going to take Bryce out. So where I think the game could or should be like 35-42, something like that. It's just not, because we're going to take him out. We're just going to run it. So I think we're like, I'd say 28 or 31, somewhere around there, to 3. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad for State. That's my prediction.
Like it.
I hope so.
So what I anticipate is maybe an early score by Michigan State. Just they have been scripting this for all week, and they have a trick up their sleeve if it comes to short down situation. So I'm going to say they start off 7-0 and then don't score the rest of the game, and Michigan wins big 35-7.
Okay. Yeah. You gave him that touchdown. That's nice.
We have been giving up that first touchdown a lot, it seems.
Yeah. I hope we're better, though. I hope we get better at that. We've got a couple safeties returning from injury, right? I've seen some improved play on defense.
We're missing Rod Moore.
Back. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess you're right. I guess we'll see. We do have a very, very bad first drive kind of. I don't know if it's jitters or something.
Sometimes when you're a boxer and you get into the ring, sometimes you just need to let your opponent hit you once just to wake you up and get the juices going. I think that's kind of what's going on.
We should have done that before this podcast. I should have just punched you in the face. Woke you up a little bit.
That's exactly what should have happened.
Maybe next time?
Maybe.
Cool. That's what I have my wife do to me every morning.
Yeah, that's what Chris... Shanda just punches you in the face and preps you for
love
Michigan
you, honey.
football.
This is the best your day's gonna get, Chris.
All right. Domestic violence aside, I think I'm really excited about I just it's shocking to me how exciting the Wolverines receiver core has gotten. It's something we've talked about for so long. I went back to the highlight. I needed to see it. Morgan Samaj again, 2 drops. I've had enough. I've had enough of him.
Yeah, he's not the most reliable.
He needs to go somewhere else, take a different position. God bless his soul. Catching a football is not his thing. But Andrew Marsh and McCauley, forget that one-handed grab by Marsh, which was amazing. He ran that other sort of what I was talking about before, that kind of wide receiver screen, slant, whatever we want to call it. Took it straight to the end zone. McCauley is just so reliable. I feel like he's our equivalent. Kyle, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like he's our equivalent to Makai Lemon, who just you throw the ball in his area and McCauley will just grab it and do something with it.
Yeah, so, he's kind of analogous to a Makai Lemon, a Jeremiah Smith. I think it's the position group this year that we've seen the most improvement on is the receiver core. It's just every week they look a little better. Yes, there's drops, but you can see noticeable improvement.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it. I mean, I feel like even go back to JJ's days, right? Like we had, and think about the infamous drive we had against Bama in the bowl game. Yeah, Roman Wilson was like the man, and we barely threw it to him, because we were very Colson Loveland dependent. We were very run dependent. So we didn't get the pass out. When he did get it, it was like such a big deal, right? Oh, like we throw the ball to a receiver, like hopefully he makes a play. Now it's like we've got those weapons and those tools which we have not had at Michigan for like years, many years. Very exciting.
Manningham and Braylon are the last two I remember being studs like that, but it's been a minute. They're finally adapting to the talent that's on the roster. And Miteh's been praising that all year. Sharon's got to make adjustments and give up the old school, just grind it down your throat the whole time, but use the talent you have. I mean, you've got the tools, so use them.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Seeing them all get gelled together more with Bryce is able to take a little zip off the throws, make the balls easier to catch, layer them for the receivers. Just the comfortability in the offense that they're developing shows a little bit more each week.
One thing I wanted to point out, what's something that gets me really excited on TV is when they say, Michigan has 6 freshmen on offense. Think of how good they're going to be next year. I was like, so this is our low point for the next few years, and we're still in the Big Ten running. Just keep that in mind, boys. That's big.
I mean, I kind of viewed this as a rebuilding year, maybe, with high expectations because of the easy schedule.
Yep, and we're getting tooled for the long run, and it's very exciting.
It's a really good feeling. On top of that, we've got a sophomore coach who I would consider a freshman too. I mean, he's never coached before. He's kind of getting out the wrinkles now and learning as he goes, but feels like a freshman as well. Chris, put us. You're the best Miteh mind reader of our group. Put us in Miteh's shoes. What is he thinking coming out of this game? Let's give him some time of day. What is he thinking coming out of the game and thinking going into state?
So I think he feeds too much off of my energy sometimes, as far as riding these emotional waves. So I think he'd be extremely pleased with how Michigan performed last week and responded to all the criticism. And he's probably getting his hopes up like I am right now, but he wouldn't communicate that like me, but he would say that Michigan's going to throttle Michigan State tonight. Guaranteed.
I love that. Yeah, he would criticize, I think, but that criticism is out of love, and the hope is that it produces good results. So
that is a very Eastern European mindset. That
bless Miteh, we love him. We don't know exactly where he is, so when we find out, we will let you all know his whereabouts. Just kidding, he's safe. Kyle, give us the dude of the week. It's your turn. You're up.
My dude of the week this week was Cole Sullivan for that beautiful interception. I felt like that was the inflection point of the game. It was tied 7-7, I think, and then after that, Michigan just enforced their will on Washington.
Love it. We've got a couple good standouts from an interception perspective.
Yeah, we had a couple. And Bryce had a really good game, too. Don't want to dismiss him. He was a dude. Not the dude of the week, but a big dude.
Yeah. And it's nice to hear names like Cole Sullivan, right? Because we don't get those standouts a lot.
Yeah, I like to spread the butter, so to speak, on this toast of a team.
Love that. All right, really exciting. A lot of other great games this week. Let's talk about trying to get the pick'em in front of me now. We can talk about that. Chris, do you have a freak nasty for us this week? I cannot wait to hear. There's some very intriguing games.
This one's a little crazy, but I'm going real freak nasty. UCLA upsets IU and continues their hot streak. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Their quarterback is playing some special ball right now, and they've got some juju. So be careful, IU.
Nico Yamalevi. I can't pronounce his name. Nico for UCLA.
Miko's playing great football over there.
Miko's
where he
playing
is.
Yeah, so let's Bruins. Go Bruins. Much to Miko's dismay. Yes.
That's a man, that is such a bold pick. Like it's like, so after Signetti, so we didn't cover this, did we? Maybe did we talk about this last week? But Signetti's huge contract extension.
Oh no, good point.
Almost a decade. What is it? I think it's like 8 years, something like that. It's an extension. Technically, he's going to be the highest paid coach in football. Meteoric rise. Meteoric rise for that coach. Like in the past 2 or 3 years, just crazy increases, and now he's locked in. Coach of Indiana. What were you saying?
Right. Google him. You said to Google him.
Oh, Google him.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Google me, I win. Everywhere I go, I win.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like so he just signed this, I think, a few days ago, or maybe last week, whenever it was.
That was to play defense against Penn State trying to poach him in Florida's of the world. They just released their coaches.
Yeah, he wanted to, and it's good by him. It's a great move. He's like, hey, I'm getting pro. He probably negotiated the shit out of that. But like,
I believe they all have the same agent as well. So kudos to Jimmy Sexton, the money making king in the college football world.
But here's where I go with that. Like, I just like respect to him. Kudos, did an amazing job. But I'm like, dude, this is like, you're talking like 15 games. I mean, he hasn't coached that much. Maybe like a little more, maybe 20 games for Indiana, something like that. You know, and yes, he got off to great starts both seasons, but last season didn't end as great as they wanted to. Who knows what's going to happen this season? So they're just so scared of losing this coach. I'm like, man, that's a big thing to do mid-season, because I'm not saying he's not motivated, but that dude is set for life. His children's children are set for their lives. You know, like what happens now? He gets a couple mid-season losses. Maybe he's not staying up late at night anymore, as late, you know, checking the game coaching plan. And I don't know. I'm so kind of against this kind of stuff. I get why they did it, but what a shocking victory that would be. UCLA coming out. Maybe Indiana's a little bit woozy, not as focused for this game. I could see that coming true, Chris. It would be a shocking upset, but I'm not as surprised as I thought I would be. I think that could be an interesting game.
I think that if that were to happen, it would vault Tim Skipper and Jerry Neuheisel to the top of a couple coaching searches lists.
UCLA, man, is an interesting place. If they can get a football program together there.
They were so bad, and then they fire their coach, and now they're undefeated in the Big Ten. Crazy.
The destination, man. You don't want them getting too good, because then recruits are going to be like, LA, hello.
LA. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, is momentum's such a big part of this game. Like, we don't talk about it enough, but I think in sports in general, but especially football, like momentum is such a big part. It's an energy. It's a belief. It like is infectious. So if you're going into games thinking, you know, I don't know, we're not going to win this. Like, yeah, this year's done. Like, it's going to affect the way that you play, and vice versa. UCLA feeling like, hey, we're on top of the world. I mean, don't you think they have a bunch of extra juice, a bunch of extra energy to do something?
Fully with
they
you.
Could.
I'm all aboard the emotion train.
They could. It's one of those things where it's like Indiana's looking so good compared to like their historical floor that I think that's why people are loving Signetti so much. It's like, dang, if Indiana can do this, anyone could do it. I mean, you kind of see the same thing with Vanderbilt too. They only have the loss to Alabama. You're seeing increased parity across the sport with the new NIL situation. It's just like anyone could win any conference. I'd like it if Ohio State started to lose some games. They seem to be the only one who's recession proof from all this.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. There's moving on, like kind of the pick'em and other games. I really want to get your guys' thoughts, because we're probably close to time here, but 2 through games, very interesting for me. I'm curious if they're interesting for you too, but Oklahoma Ole Miss, like that's gonna be a classic game because not only is it it's a ranked 8 versus 13, which obviously will affect us at 25 now, but Oklahoma is our, I keep saying this. I know you guys.
Show pony.
I know you guys. Yeah, you guys are attacking this, but it's our show opponent, and for them to win out from here on out, they're 6-1. For them to win out would be huge for us and playoff implications. So I'm really excited about that game. Missouri Vanderbilt. Very interesting. That's part of our pick'em too. We got ranked 15 Missouri versus 10 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's super hot right now, and one of them's going to lose. I would say if one of them loses, one of them's going to lose. Let's call it. I think if Vanderbilt loses, they're still top 25. I think that if Missouri loses, they're either just outside top 25 or behind us. So that'll be very interesting. And then last one I want to call out, number 20 LSU versus 3 A&M. If you ask me a freak nasty pick, I would say LSU for this week, only because I think if LSU loses this game, Kelly's gone. Kelly's out of there.
I think that'd be funny. Yeah, that'd be nice I like watching Brian Kelly suffer, so.
You do?
I love it.
Why is that?
God, yeah. He's just a little angry
He's just
man.
He's one of those people who it's like you just get the vibe like in another life he'd be a really slimy politician or something, and it's just like, I don't like this guy. I don't want him to succeed.
Agreed. You know who's going to be a hot candidate is Braum over at Louisville. Beating Miami, and he already had some success. Where was it? Purdue, right? Beforehand.
Louisville's his alma mater, isn't it?
I think so, but I mean, I think he's beyond Louisville. I think he's a big time program. Yeah, we'll see. Just I could see him taking over maybe the Florida or Penn State job. Just the gut instinct is telling me that, but. Yeah, man, those are some big matchups. And then also South Carolina is hosting Alabama. That's always a big one here in the state of South Carolina. That should be a fun one. So, yeah, good SEC ball today. And like you said,
great weekend for SEC football.
Yep, Ole Miss, high-powered offense versus Oklahoma's stifling defense. It's a clash of titans. So we'll see which one prevails.
Brett Venables versus Lane Kiffin. That should be a good matchup. If Miteh's healthy, I kind of like Oklahoma's chances, but he was kind of iffy a week ago and 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm super curious about it. I at this point, I think that I am dead in the water for the pick'em because I missed a week I think I missed 2 or 3 weeks actually at this point, at least a couple weeks. So I'll take the blame for that.
So dominant. Let's give him some
Kyle
kudos.
Is that
another good week. I went 9-1.
Yeah,
dude,
that's unbelievable.
That is like you should be taking this on the road, man. Like you should be
putting
taking
$5 parlays out on.
I should be. The only one I missed last week was the Ole Miss game and that was my 1 point confidence. That one was a shootout. It was a great game.
Yeah, betting's super hot right now. Betting's safe. It's hot.
$5.
But it will. You do go to hell for doing it. I want to be clear about that.
We'll probably all get there eventually. Really exciting stuff. I'll probably go in. I'll do that today. I think the games start pretty soon. We've got to do that. Take care of it. But some great games. I think we'll have some implications for Michigan. I didn't mention the Illinois game. That's pretty interesting because Illinois is now tackling Washington. So that'll be interesting either way. I'm rooting for Washington to win because Illinois is right above us. We need them to lose. So we need some of these Big Ten teams to get out of the way. Okay. A lot of good games. Talk about Michigan against Washington. Upcoming game, Michigan State. I want to do some final word stuff here. Kyle, let's get top of mind. What are your thoughts coming out of the past week, coming into the next one against Michigan State, or just in general?
Well, I want to see a nice, solid performance tonight against Michigan State. I want to see improvement. I want the team to look crisp. I want there to be no fights, no injuries. And I want to go to bed with a smile on my face.
That's always a victory. Chris, give us your thoughts, takeaways, top of mind.
You know what's on top of mind. Beat Spartan.
We all know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't read, can't write. Little brother. Go blue. Assert dominance. Remind them that even though they're in our family, they are still our little brother, and they will never be as big or as good as us. Hail.
Bringing the heat
Hail.
at the end here, Chris.
I broke the freaking smoke. I was holding off. That's my
You
farewell
were
gift
holding
to our
on. That was
Michigan
the most
fans.
smoke I've heard all day here.
I was just, I can't stand Michigan State. I'll eat, as Dave Portnoy would say, I'll get a piece of pizza after the game with them, but on the field, can't stand them.
I have to maintain a kind of... I can't get into too many fights with Michigan State people because they're just all around. I say I reserve all that hate for Ohio State.
There you
And
go.
you know what? Notre Dame, too. I kind of hate them a lot.
Yeah, if I didn't have the Catholic obligation, I wouldn't like Notre Dame, but I'll support them because they're holy.
Yep, Marcus Freeman getting paid, too.
Maybe that's why you're not a big Kelly fan, coaching Notre Dame, obviously, before.
Yeah, he was not a good representation of the Catholic faith.
Yeah, it's for me, it's easy to hate these teams, but honestly, it's easier. There's nothing easier in this world than loving our Michigan Wolverines. And I think tonight I'm going to send my love straight into the Wolverines. And I think
put
that
it in them.
I think that I'm gonna pray for returns from injuries.
Yes.
I'm going to. There was a great sign on social media I saw the other day. In Columbus at night, they closed down an office center right off the freeway, and they lit up 13 to 10 in the windows or in the offices, so you could see on the freeway. And we kind of hold that energy over Ohio State. We're going to hold that energy over Michigan State. And I got to be honest, there hasn't been a better time, I feel like, in Michigan football history in a really long time. Like, these past few years have been a great stretch. Let's be grateful for it. Come out tonight with a victory. And I'm super excited to see what we can do, man. And the power's in our hands. We have the whole season in front of us with a bunch of freshmen. It feels good.
A grateful heart. We move forward.
Get out of East Lansing with a W. Get those boys ready for Halloween.
That's right. Feels great, guys.
Baby.
Trick or treat. We'll talk next week. Great chatting with you boys. Go blue. Handle the victories. Hail to the victors and victories.
Yes, sir.
Go blue. Love you all.